So auto rifles got a buff in Sandbox 2.1.4, which just launched yesterday. We're going to talk about damage numbers today, guys, as well as TTK values, what has changed pre 2.1.4, and which auto rifles you should be picking up. I do want to mention that this is purely an overview. Some of these we will be going into more depth with in future review videos. So the first weapon on the list, guys, is Souris. This is the dual speed receiver, essentially focus fire. Our crit value now is 36 per crit and 22 per body. A pretty healthy bump there. Previously, it was hitting 34 per crit and 22 per body. Now, the TTK value for this weapon previously was 0.83 seconds at 5 crits and 1 body, but that was only for 5 resilience guardians or less. Now, it can still reach that TTK value of 0.83 seconds at 5 crits and 1 body, but for max resilience guardians. So our time to kill value is not necessarily better. This was just a change to make sure you can put down all guardians, even max resilience ones. Now let's look at Souris in its second form. As you know, the perk there spinning up keeps the weapon at 600 rounds per minute. The damage values now are 21 per crit and 14 per body. Pre 2.1.4, it was still hitting 21 per crit, but 13 per body. I'm actually really let down that spinning up is not reflecting what other 600 round per minute autos are hitting. That crit value is really supposed to be 22 per crit. Now the TTK value for this weapon ranges from 0.6 seconds to 0.77. As you know, when you hold down the trigger, your rate of fire increases. But essentially, it can put guardians down in 8 crits and 2 body at 7 resilience or less. That, of course, is in pre 2.1.4. Now, still the same TTK value at 0.6 to 0.77 at 8 crits and 2 body. But lo and behold, it can put down guardians 8 resilience or less. Breaking stuff out here, boys. No, not really. I feel like Bungie may have intentionally left the crit damage at 21 to keep this weapon's TTK value more in line with other weapons. Moving on, Hardlight. When was the last time you've seen this weapon? I haven't used Hardlight since the beginning of Destiny 2. Hardlight is now hitting 23 per crit and 14 per body. Now, pre 2.1.4, it was hitting 21 per crit and 13 per body. Surprisingly, Hardlight, even though it is a 600 round per minute auto, is hitting harder than other 600 round per minute auto rifles. Now, the TTK value for this weapon was previously 0.9 seconds at 8 crits and 2 body. Now, though, Hardlight is cranking it up. At 8 crits, 1 body, it can kill guardians non-resilience or less in 0.8 seconds. Now, I'm not saying Hardlight's gonna go in there and just waste everyone. Considering the amount of screen shake you have to put up with when using this weapon, it's still difficult to use, but it doesn't have any damage fall-off, meaning that 0.8 second TTK value that you see right there, you can hit that all the way into the mid-range. As long as you're accurate and can handle massive vibrations, you're good. Moving on, we have Cerberus. Cerberus is such a difficult to look at and to review, as its crit damage and its body shot damage ranges so much. So the values I'm going to give you are its max values. So its max crit value is 30 per crit and 19 per body. Pre 2.1.4, it was hitting 28 per crit and 18 per body in terms of its max damage. Now, TTK value for Cerberus, I'm not even gonna try, guys. It's still unknown for me. I don't know what the TTK value is for Cerberus because every time you ever shoot this gun, it's different every single time. All I know is it was noticeable. Cerberus was performing very well for me yesterday, and it seems like even its minimum damage values got a buff as well. So overall, I think the weapon's going to be much more forgiving for you if you're looking for an auto rifle to deal with shotgun rushers. Next up, we have Sweet Business. Now, Sweet Business is hitting 22 per crit and 14 per body. Previously, it was hitting 21 per crit and 13 per body. So it got a bump there in both crit damage and in body shot damage. Now, its TTK value is kind of strange because, of course, this one ranges from 0.6 seconds to 1.2, depending on how long you hold that trigger. But at 8 crits and 2 body shots, you can kill guardians 7 resilience or less in that time frame, depending on how long you've been holding down the trigger. Of course, that rate of fire jumps from 360 all the way up to 900. Now, in the current Sandbox 2.1.4, our TTK value is not necessarily better. It's still 0.6 to 1.2, but it's more forgiving here at 7 crits and 3 body, killing any guardians 8 resilience or less. Now, the auto rifle that I was the most impressed with was Valentin. I think I'm saying that right. It is a 720 round per minute auto, and it's now hitting 19 per crit and 13 per body. Previously, it was hitting 18 per crit and 12 per body. Now, TTK values for this weapon was 0.83 seconds at 10 crits and 1 body, 6 resilience or less. But now the TTK value has dropped to 0.75 at 10 crits, 4 resilience or less. Out of all the auto rifles that I play with, guys, Valentin probably felt the best. And the roll that you see me playing with, it's not even a god roll. It's a decent roll, but far from the god roll. And you see it doing work right here. I was very impressed with this auto. Now, I don't have any gameplay of a 600 round per minute auto. They are hitting 22 per crit and 14 per body. And they now have a 0.8 second time to kill value. So 600 round per minute autos are looking pretty good as well. I don't have a good rolled Ether Doctor, but as soon as we snag one, we will be reviewing that one in more depth. So guys, those are your auto rifles for 2.1.4. 720s feel really good. 600s look to be really good. Hardlight is actually very good if you can get past that screen shake, and the rest of them are just more forgiving now. The only weapon out of everything here on this list that has let me down in this sandbox is Souris in its spinning up form. And don't get me wrong, Souris was good even before 2.1.4, but I really wanted to see what this weapon would have looked like if it had received that crit value damage buff. Well, fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.